guys, how's it going and what's up? Alright, so you guys know recently I did a review on the Phenyx Pro mixing board. It's a PTX-10 and it got a lousy review, and for good reason. The thing had like crappy output, pretty good through the USB, but otherwise everything else was really crappy. Was not impressed with this thing at all. And then I did a second video showing why I gave it such a bad review, and that's called the look inside. Okay, and I showed you guys there was a lot of bad solder joints. So tonight I got a little motivated and thought, well, I think I really need to show you guys the results of repairing those solder joints, because wow, what a huge difference. Now, the speakers I have are Yorkville YSM8s. You've seen them on my channel. I'm sure you've heard them lots too. And just to give you a little look, that's one of them over there in the corner with a little blue light on. And so anyways, I've got my Mac Pro laptop now running my studio instead of my iMac, so that actually helps a lot for separating some stuff. But I wanted to show you guys the results of the repair of solder joints. So I've got my microphone hooked in. Now I've got the gain set at about 2 o'clock, and I've got the volume slider, the red one, set about halfway point. Okay, so it would be basically between the 10 and the 15 is where it's sitting at. Now my guitar is on the guitar channel, and it's actually set at 10 o'clock actually on the dial. And I've got my Beat Buddy hooked in as well. Now my Beat Buddy has its own volume input stage, and I have it set at actually 50%. So I'm not driving a lot of the Beat Buddy in, because I don't even drive a lot of it into my main mixing boards anyways, don't need to. But I got his volume set at about 230 on channel 3 and 4, which is a combo channel. Now keep in mind, even with plugging in a mono thing, you get sound out of both speakers because there are no pan controls on this mixer. So you got to kind of work your mix out. So let's do a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is with no delay. Okay, so let's turn the delay circuit on. Now I don't know what it's done for the delay. I actually never checked it, so this will be the first check. So I've got the delay and the level set at like 9 o'clock. Check, check. That's still kind of a little wild. I'm going to bring that delay up higher. Check, check. Full blast delay. Check, check. Check, check. So I'm going to tell you the same thing everybody who's reviewed this mixer for Phenyx Pro, and I've said it already, delay does not belong on a frickin' mixing board for a microphone. And the delay only works with the microphone channel. So if you want to plug your guitar in and get delay, you're going to have to take over the mic channel. So, but anyways, whatever. That's what the mute button's for, like everybody else will tell you. You don't need delay on vocals because it doesn't work. It's just like a echo, 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 echo. It's too much. It's overkill no matter what you do. So here's our guitar channel. Like I said, it's on 11 o'clock, and this is my my Gibson Les Paul Studio, and I'm using wireless on this thing. As you can see, my receiver is here. Now my Yorkville speakers, the volume output, because they're bi-amped amplified speakers, the volume is set dead at 12 o'clock. So out of 95 watts or 90 watts aside, whatever it is, about 90, 95, I'm getting about half. So I'm getting about 45 watts available to me. So obviously we've got a really good improvement there. Now it had good audio output as it was on USB, but it's actually improved a lot more. So let's watch the bar graph here. So that is a really good bar graph, and also considering where the volume control is sitting at. So let's put the volume at 9 o'clock. Okay, now let's watch the graph as it records. Now that's very acceptable. So for the recording into the USB, it's really good. And output to the speakers is actually very acceptable now. It's a lot more output than what we had. So let's go to the microphone here. Now the microphone is at its halfway point, and like I said, the gain for it, it's around 2 o'clock. And this microphone, by the way, is just a standard PGA 48 Shure mic. It's nothing special. It's not a phantom mic by any means. So here's the microphone here. Check, check, check. We have volume, 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 mix volume, mix volume. Big and level. So, let's see what happens here. Testing, testing, testing. This is a test of the emergency broadcast, not system. Hello, check, check, check. We have some amazing, amazing graph power here. Lots of power. Let's bring the volume down. So bring the volume down, bring the volume down. So if you're not going through monitors to re-amplify the signal, you're just going in, you're going to get an amazing graph here. Check, 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 check. I'm going to feedback, I'm going to feedback. I'm blasting the meters to craziness here. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Boom, 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 boom. So, we got some amazing output there. So let's check out our Beat Buddy. Now let's just watch the Beat Buddy. So that's some pretty good graph. I'm going to turn the volume up. I'm going to put it about 11 o'clock for the guitar. So it works really well. So every single solder joint, except for maybe about 5 that I didn't have to do, maybe 10 tops, okay? Between 5 and 10 joints that I didn't actually have to do. Everything else got done, everything else, and boom, now we've got output. Didn't improve the delay any, mind you, because you can't really improve on that. It just, you don't use delay on vocals. But guys, now this thing works really awesome. Very, very impressed with this thing now. But, you know, you shouldn't have to know how to solder and fix crap that you buy. So, you know, that's the thing. You should be able to buy a product, have faith that the company built it right, and you're all good to go. Now, some people wouldn't even notice the lack of output because they're really not experienced people. Most people aren't actually, believe it or not, when it comes to audio equipment, what it's supposed to do or not do. And I'm one of the people that really understands electronics of any kind, and especially into the sound equipment, because I've been working with sound boards and mixers since I was like 15 years old. So I really know this stuff. And I know what it should be doing. And if it's not doing what it should be doing, there's a problem somewhere. And either it's just a really poor quality piece of junk product, or there's actually problems. And I would probably say about 9 times out of 10, it's got problems, and that's usually bad solder joints in this case, you know. Yeah, sure, the product is made in China, but you know what? China makes a lot of good stuff, and I agree, they make a lot of garbage stuff too. Would you just quit, you stupid thing? but I'm still not gonna recommend this product. I really can't, just because, you know, for a mixing board, okay, it's very basic, but they're asking $80 American for this. Now, $80 American, if you're looking at the Canadian currency crossover difference, you know, let me just get my keyboard to jump back to life here on my other computer. $80 US to Canadian. Ba-dum-ba-dum. 80 CND. There we go. Should be CND. Okay, so it's $103.52 Canadian. I was in at Long McQuaid, and I'm going to see if I can either get it on the loaner program or I'll rent it for a week. I found a mixing board in there that's 4 channels, and you have pan control. You've got no effects, by the way, no built-on effects, all right? But you've got the pan control on the channels. You've got bass, mid, and treble, I believe, on most of them. You also have 2 microphone input channels, which is really cool. So you can run 2 microphones. And of course, you do have the phantom power in there, loaded with features. Okay, it's a really kick-butt little small mixer. It's also USB as well, so you can hook into your computer. And I'm going to do a test on it and review on it for you guys. But I mean, that thing is like $80 Canadian. You know, like, if that. This is like $80 US. You know, like I said, $80 US right now is $103.52 Canadian at today's dollar exchange rate. So, you know, you can spend a lot less. And it's also a more well-known product as far as brand goes, the one at Long McQuaid, than what this is. So that's another thing to look at too. What am I getting for my money, right? So I'm still not going to recommend this thing, especially after what I found at Long McQuaid for like this, basically the same money but in Canadian dollars. All right, and I will show you guys that on the channel as soon as I can. I just gotta, you know, get a hold of it and bring it home, and you know. But I saw that and I was like, wow, you know. And this one was like $80 US. It's like, no way. Still wouldn't recommend it, even if it was a great mixer right out of the box with lots of output. Only because of what I found out. But I still, even if I didn't find that mixer along my way, I still wouldn't recommend this because, number one, delay is totally useless on vocals. You cannot use delay on vocals and get anything substantially good out of it. You're supposed to have reverb on your main vocalist, right? But this isn't reverb. This is delay. There's a huge difference between reverb and delay circuits. All right. Also, there's no bass mid. There's no bass, middle, and treble control for any of your other channels, especially for your channel 3 and 4 combo channel. You know, I mean, I don't care about having equalization on my guitar. That's what a guitar pedal is for, an equalizer pedal for your guitar. You know, do your EQing there. But, you know, if I wanted to, you know, enhance my drum machine, for example, I can't do that. I got no control. All I got is a volume level. You know, it's like, what good is that? Now, the monitor output level, by the way, to the speakers, I'm running it at 3 o'clock. All right? So, let's go full blast. That's full volume. Now we're going to go full Beat Buddy pedal volume. That's more like it should be. Okay, and that's only running 50% of the signal through the pedal. I could turn the pedal up to 100% and it would probably bounce my walls. So we definitely got a ton more output out of this system. Now I'm going to go back to the guitar for a second, and I'm going to plug it back in for a minute. Because the guitar, remember, we weren't running it very high. Okay, so there's our guitar. Volume's at 3 o'clock on the monitor out, so main out to the power, the speakers. This is at 12 o'clock right now. Let's go full blast here for right to the monitors. Still at 12 o'clock on the guitar. We're getting really good green output, so good signal out. Now let's bring that guitar 3/4 of the way up, still being full blast out. That's as far as I'm going to push it because people upstairs are home. So let's go halfway and then full. Now that is definitely something to write home about and saying this is really good output now. I don't know what experiences people are really truthfully having. Some people, I mean, I don't know, but I don't know the experience level lies in the other couple of videos that you'll find on YouTube on this same mixer of other channels that are doing it for the company. But what I will say is my experience has been such that you guys already know. I did my review, did my test, wasn't impressed. Showed you guys what I thought was wrong with it, which I was correct on. All those poor solder joints, cracked joints right from the factory, just garbage. You know, it was really suffering the output of this thing. It has more USB output than what it started with, and it already had a really good USB output, but now it's even better. And the main output of the entire system to the speakers is like phenomenal. It's way, way better. Okay, but I still can't recommend it because it's just way overpriced, to be honest, for what you're getting. Especially after seeing that mixing board at Long McQuaid for, like, you know, virtually the same money, but in Canadian dollars already. And way more, and you don't have to put up with a crappy delay circuit that doesn't do any good to you anyways on your vocal channel. So, you know, but at least they were smart and they put bass med in trouble on the vocal channel, but, you know, still, that doesn't excuse the rest of it or the price they're asking for this thing. But anyways, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I wanted to show you that the repair went successful. I would have done a video doing the repair, but it took me approximately about an hour to repair all the solder joints that were bad and clean up all that other crap on the board. Because you remember, if you looked at the other video, there was some solder actually cross-connecting circuit paths that shouldn't have been, which was also causing a surge in the system for outputs. And I had to clean all those up too, you know, so it's like, that was a lot of work. But at least it's done now, because a friend of mine, believe it or not, actually, he expressed interest in this board because I have no use for it myself. I have no idea, you know, what I'm going to sell it to him for. But I'm just glad that, you know, this is something that if I'm going to sell it, if I decide that I will sell it to him, at least I can, you know, he already knows what it is, what it's about, and at least now it's fixed. So he'll definitely have a great experience for output anyways. But if he doesn't get it off me, I really don't care anyways. I mean, to me, it's a good emergency backup, you know, or if I just want to use it direct into the computer, away from all this system, I could use it for some basic stuff, you know, because for some very basic applications, for what I would do for basic applications, this could actually work out, you know. So and what I'm talking about that is a lot of times in the summer when I'm not doing any, like I'm not working my regular job, like a day or two off or something, I like to go out in my wood shop because it stays really clean in there anyways when I'm not doing wood projects. And I like to, you know, bring out a computer with me and my guitar, jam out some tunes, work out some stuff, and maybe crank things a little bit louder too, which is kind of nice. I like to, you know, really give her once in a while. And this is actually would be, for me, a good resolve for doing that if I wanted to do something like that, but really unnecessary at the same time because, you know, I've never done it before, never needed to do it before, you know, so, but the option is there, you know, that's the thing. But at least it's fixed, and pile of crappy solder joints. So if you do have the experience that I had with this, your resolve, if you're okay with blowing a warranty, go in and solder the thing yourself and fix it, okay? Otherwise, just if you get a bad experience with this thing with outputs, especially the speakers, like I said, 90 watts a side, 95 watts a side, and I'm running them at half out, I was getting like half of this kind of output. It was really not doing very good. And now everything, including the USB, just went boof, right up there in outputs now. So that was a huge improvement, which I figured I would see that improvement anyway. So, but confirmed now, and everything's good. So there you go, guys. Hey, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more techie stuff as things come through my door. Catch you later.